Hi, I'm Brad Gilbert, and welcome to Sports School. Today we're joined by Anna Kournikova, and we are going to go over the dreaded drop shot. All you senior players and club players know this is the shot you hate to see. I hear you got a pretty good one.
Worked in the past.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Why you play the drop shot. The important thing about it is always when and why. When you've got your opponent bled, that's not a bad time. The big key also is getting the ball to be fairly low over the net. Because if you get the drop shot too high over the net, even if you have them wrong-footed, they got a really good chance to get it back. So what's really important is if you've got them cross-stepped or backing up, it's the element of surprise that beats everybody on the drop shot. But remember, you want it as low over the net as possible. Obviously not in the net and not too high. It's one of these things you need to practice and get it here. Let's look at a couple shot. See, like that ball landed right here, about 4 feet from the net, not too high. That's giving anybody problems, especially you senior guys out there. Remember, this is a great shot to work in to cause somebody a lot of grief. Look at that. I'm stressed just thinking about having to play that. Ooh. And it's always about the element of surprise. When they think you're going to hit a big forehand, and then all of a sudden you cut the ball a little bit. It's all about cutting it a little bit and coming underneath it. It's almost like you're hitting a low drop volley. You're like spoon ladling it. You just come in, you're breaking the wrist a little bit, and you're trying to get it as short over the net as possible. Make that guy, if he's a little bit heavy, make him run a little bit. Very nice. Notice how Anna right here, she's taking the drop shot on the rise. She's moving forward like she was going to hit a big forehand, and at the last minute she cut it. So you didn't know until the last minute that she was going to break her wrist. Had she not moved forward, you might have been able to the shot might have been telegraphed. But when she moved forward, I didn't know if she was going to play a big forehand or a drop shot, which forces you back on your heels. Notice how she moves forward right there, and at the last minute goes for a little eye drop. And then she does a little cut to it. Very nice. You could play this shot cross-court or down the line. Doesn't really matter. Remember, the key is getting it fairly low over the net and taking it on the rise. The element of surprise is the biggest thing to this shot. See here on the backhand, same thing. She's taking the ball on the rise, and she's a two-handed player, and at the last minute lets go of one hand because her bigger side is the backhand, and then all of a sudden she lets go and cuts the ball. Very good element of surprise. Big thing, too, once again, is she moving forward and at the last minute letting go of one hand and then cutting the ball. She didn't have one hand on the racket the whole time because then maybe you might have seen the shot coming. So that's the key for you two-handed players out there is keep the second hand on the racket and at the last minute when you're moving forward, take the other hand off. Let's look at a couple of more. Once again, notice how she moves in, and then at the last minute, disguises it with the second hand, and lets go. Beautiful. And that was even cross-court right there. Anna, if you're feeling good about this shot, how many times in a match will you play this?
I use drop shots quite a lot, so I think that I'd probably use it once a game.
Once a game?
Yeah.
To kind of get your opponent out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's the key to this shot, especially for you ladies out there. Get you out of your comfort zone, the element of surprise, plus a lot of the ladies out there, their net game isn't as good as the guys, so if you draw your opponent in, you get him in an uncomfortable position. That's why she liked to play it. Anna, you got a great drop shot. I can see why you play it a lot. I'd like to thank Anna for helping us out today on the drop shot. Remember to practice that shot at home, and you can make that part of your repertoire. I'm Brad Gilbert for Sports School. We'll see you next time.